hanging out with Kang, William and Danny. We're in for an exciting Thursday night, lads. How are we all doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not bad. You brought your laptop with you.
I am. I'm super excited. I've done some
this
homework.
setup is like pretty lit right now. Like there's a big screen right in front of me. I'm the only one who doesn't have a laptop, which is good. I don't mind.
Nice and light.
Yeah.
If we were full pyramid scheme, people would have shown their family and friends our Patreon, and then they would have signed all these people up, and then we could get a camera. So I'm actually blaming directly the listeners who are listening that you didn't try hard enough. So, you know,
platinum tier is coming up.
We look so educated, like we're interviewing William. You have a laptop, I have a laptop, we're standing here.
$120 platinum tier.
Should we get William like one of those movie laptops where there's nothing actually on it? It's just it just sits in front of him. So
he has an Etch-a-Sketch. Keeps him busy.
I wonder what an Etch-a-Sketch that thing would sound like on the thing. A little.
I don't know.
It's very satisfying. It's like ASMR. Do you guys get anything from ASMR? Have you tried ASMR? Doesn't work for me. I don't see the appeal.
Depends though. Like what ASMR are you doing?
Well, it's supposed to be. I'm assuming ASMR is like it's nice sounding things that make you satisfied.
Some people just make like crap.
Sure. And the other half of me assumes that people will listen to like weird ASMR because it's a fetish.
To me, it sounds sexual.
Yeah.
Like when
Fetishy?
there's a hot girl talking really like low line into your ears. You're like, what are you supposed to think of that? I don't know. But then is like listening to rain music. Is that just rain noise to go to sleep? Is that just ASMR? Is it the same thing?
There's white noise.
Maybe it's the same category.
Is ASMR not?
It's all just like
constant.
Satisfying noises, right?
Yeah, but ASMR is not like constant. Like it's not the same. It's just like a short clip.
I do like when I'm trying to focus, I'll put on like little jazzy tunes with some raindrops in the background as well.
Oh yeah,
yeah, set the scene.
That like lo-fi, like easy way in.
Yeah, I gotta feel cozy. While my brain is on fire, I gotta at least feel cozy.
I don't listen to music.
Steam rising off the top of your head.
The process is getting heated.
No music while I work.
A few like
Focus, man.
It was a few weeks ago now, but I quite often put rain noise on to go to sleep.
Yeah,
and I did it. And
it's
I realized
cozy,
it was
right?
actually raining outside. And I was like, "What am I doing?" It's like I have it in visceral.
But what if the rain stopped?
It's true.
Yeah?
Well, hopefully I'm asleep by that point, but you never know.
See, you want a constant noise though.
We all have the ideal. You guys can see the image of like it's raining outside. You get a blanket and you cozy up in your like favorite couch.
More importantly,
put a movie on.
What do you want? Oh, okay, movie.
You know what I mean? Like it's the scene.
What noise are you least likely to fall asleep to?
The abrasive ones.
Yeah, which is like what's the
airplane?
What's your least favorite noise?
The sound of my parents' voice.
So did you see your mum telling her about a TV show that she's watched or something?
I mean, there's plenty, right? Yeah.
Probably just like sirens.
Sometimes Kelly will vacuum at like 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, you're right. I hate the vacuum noise.
I don't know why are you doing it? It's 9 o'clock at night, and we live in a cottage block thing. So you know that both of our neighbors can also hear vacuuming because it's like too close to each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, and she's just like, I just need to do the vacuum. I'm like, this is like the wrong time because you know, like your hearing heightens as the night goes like deeper. Like this is naturally how that works. So it's like,
so you can hear like the tiger sneaking.
Yeah, you can hear, exactly that too. But like also there's less noises because those things are happening. So you can pick up on other things as well. Like don't be vacuuming at 9 o'clock at night, nightmare. And like I'll be asleep from like a big day of work. Or
Vacuuming in the PMs is pretty diabolical behavior.
Yeah, it's a sun up situation only to me.
I do all my essential chores on a Sunday morning.
You're like a good stay at home dad. Are you doing the vacuuming at home?
No, I get everything automated.
You got one of those like no hair dogs, right?
Yeah,
So
but everything is still automated.
Dogs.
What does that mean?
So I got like a robot.
You got a Roomba?
No, it's something like Roomba. It mops.
Is
too.
Roomba the brand like Band-Aid?
Yeah, it's a brand.
Yeah, it's a brand name. Yeah.
Are they good?
Sorry.
Are those automatic vacuums good?
Yeah, it's great.
Really?
Best ever.
Do you have a lot of clutter in your house?
I try not to.
Okay.
Like stuff on the floor, less. If it's a lot of clutter, I'll just block
Does
it
it
off.
ever get stuck?
You would just block it off.
Huh.
There's an app for it. You just block off whatever you don't want to go. So it mops.
So
I
it maps
wonder-
out your house.
Yeah, so it maps out the house. So I block off like my office, which is a lot of cards, right? And then you just block off certain rooms that you don't want to go. So like now, because I just renovated my home, so there's no carpet anymore. So now that robot can mop the whole floor too, like the whole house.
It mops the floor.
Yeah, it mops.
What the?
It has like an ultrasonic mop on the back.
They're taking our jobs.
How much did it cost?
$2,000.
What
That's
the?
fancy.
So it has like a
I guess like a Dyson is like also like $600.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, but it has like a water like it refills the water. It
I
washes
guess it's
the mop.
$2,000 to save time and effort in your life.
Yeah, it does it every day.
That's not that bad.
I just put it on every single day. at 8 a.m. it starts, and then 9 o'clock it finishes.
I want to know what like a
Dancing.
reasonable one for northern boards would cost.
Could you imagine it here? Just all the chairs.
No, we set it so it only like turns on at like 1 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Yeah, but it's like got to get around the chairs. You have to put the chairs up every night.
No, you just. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, because it's going to get caught under all those things.
Yeah.
Although we do need them. It does need to be.
But if
more
AI gets
than-
smarter, maybe it'll be able to navigate this way around.
true,
You know.
you just get 10.
Yeah, but the
mini
mob's gonna be so dirty though.
Yeah, it would.
It's like black
the
water.
poor Roomba just asked to die. It's like, please kill me.
Yeah, you come in the morning and it's like hung itself somehow. Like it's tipped itself over.
The immediate moment I open the door, the Roomba starts like escaping. No, come back. Get back to your job.
It tries to get out the door.
I think a lot of things are getting automated, and that's something I don't like to do. It. I don't like cleaning all the time. So
You know what I heard a story of? We have our regular listener, Ellen. She told me she's in. I'm bad at remembering things, so if I get it wrong, I think she's in like marketing and accounting,
Yes, correct.
like project management. So project
That's it,
management,
yeah.
accounting, yeah.
right.
But apparently in the accounting field, they were talking about how like, hey, everyone in this classroom, 70% of you guys are going to be replaced by AI. Apparently the
They
professors
told that to the class.
Yeah, the professor's just like, guess what, guys? Good luck.
That's it. When you're teaching someone something, that's a bold strategy.
It happens a lot though. I think also as a professor, you shouldn't
Maybe I
set
would
false
agree.
expectations.
I would agree. Maybe 60-70%. Like the how do I put it? Like the basic of accounting. Maybe it could be
Yeah,
replicated.
I think grunt work accounting.
But
Right?
the problem is the colorful accounting. You can't replace that.
yeah.
Right?
If
You
you're
need
like-
skills. Like you really need to know the law. You need to know like certain things. And
Where you can bend the law.
no, it's not bending a law. It's how you, like to put it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
things-
I've managed to, through different, like running business for a long time, I've managed to get a hold of some like very good accountants compared to very not good accountants, and what they can achieve using the exact same framework compared to each other's is quite dramatically different. Like quite dramatically.
But a lot of like grunt work accounting is just pushing paper, right? You just look at a thing, punch some numbers, go. That's going to get automated.
I think a lot of things can be automated. You automate it, but those that you can't. I mean, you can't. Like you need creativity. I think that's something that probably AI hasn't got there yet. Like, it's something new. They can have like AI is like it's using what they have and then take that and then use it, right? So it's like the current AI like ChatGPT or whatever is just using whatever is on the web and then using those information and then trying to decipher like a solution for you. That's how it is. But it can't create.
it can only aggregate. It can't
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
So all this new stuff, like you need creativity. Like
But I don't mind that professors being realistic. I actually would rather my professor in education be like, hey, this is the realistic situation going into the market. Otherwise, what are you doing to your students? You're just kind of like hiding the truth. So when I went into uni for the first time, that first year like computer programming course, the professor was like, 70% of you guys will fail. Just straight up day one, he was like, 70% of you guys.
Was he looking you
fail.
directly in the eyes when he said it?
Yeah.
did you fail that subject?
Yeah, I was in the majority. Second time round, I did fine. The second time round, I aced it.
So yeah, today my daughter got her NAPLAN test back.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what year is she in?
Year 3.
Okay.
So they did year 3, 5, I think like 9 and 11.
I have a good story for
Where
that.
did she sit on the bar?
So she sits on the top, the excellent side.
Nice.
Yeah, which is good.
Congratulations,
Thank
William.
you. Yeah,
Good
I
job,
was pretty
William.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The William family.
I was
Excellency.
looking at it like, oh, did she just did averagely? Because there was like many arrows, right? So I thought the arrows was like, oh, okay, it's fine. And then suddenly it's like, oh, you need to look at the dot. I'm like, oh, okay, the dot is on
Yeah,
top. Like, oh,
yeah, because there's that grey bar,
Yeah.
and then when they're doing excellent, the dot sort of is out of the grey bar. It's like
Yeah.
out of the spectrum.
When
You're
I
like,
was
yes.
when I was young, I did all the NAPLAN tests as well, and I did pretty well. And then I think it was around middle school where my teachers were like, those NAPLAN tests don't actually affect your in-school rating. And I was like, what?
yeah,
Doesn't matter.
No.
I've been studying. Like, what's the point? And I was like, cool. So when I got the NAPLAN test, I just bullshitted my entire way. I basically just skipped everything. And when it got to there was like a creative writing side. We had to write based on a specific topic. Ignored it, and I just wrote out the plot of Assassin's Creed. And I was like, suck it, guys. You have to mark my work.
that's pretty funny.
And then I forgot that they send results back home.
Oh.
And so my mom got my results and looked at me and was like, you're a dumbass. And I got my ass beat.
Assassin's Creed, you.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if at that point, because AI didn't exist, I wonder if it was a way for them to realize that your plot was from Assassin's Creed. Like, would they have known, or they just think you're a genius?
They
story
probably
writer?
just like looked at the paper and just threw it in the bin. So if they were smart about it.
Because it's more like it's more just a way for the government to determine how
Yeah.
smart the kids are, right?
Yeah, it's like an average to average out.
I
Like,
definitely dropped that average. Hell yeah.
Because I don't know if it's the same here in Australia, but the statistics in the US, that for the first time in like generations, people have got slightly dumber rather than smarter. Like for all of recorded history, we've been slowly getting smarter, and this generation's like a little bit less smart.
I'm keen. We're going back to that previous episode about time travel. I go forward a few hundred years. And
Oh,
see
you're
how
a
dumb we
genius.
get.
Well, you'd be a genius.
I become God.
Well, it's also like
did you not watch that movie? Like,
Yes, I
Idiocracy?
watched the movie.
yeah, that movie. Like, no. This guy, he fell asleep in a cryo or something. Then he woke up like
That's Futurama.
many years ahead, right? And then the people just became very dumb. Then
Idiocracy?
I think so. I don't know. I can't remember.
Sure. I don't remember the plot too.
And then like the test to test your IQ is like putting like the blocks into the shapes. Of the,
Yeah.
That's how they test your IQ.
Well, I think it's like also because they're determining that people have got slightly stupider, but it's also do the tests that determine how smart you are matter anymore? Because like if it's like short-term memory, long-term memory, cognitive skills, and then problem solving, but like so much of that is achieved by your phone now. Do you need those skills?
But do
or
you
just
want
need to use
humans
that
to be losing that skill?
No, I don't think you necessarily want them to, but they're definitely going to if you don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like
I
as
mean,
long
you
as that
still-
technology exists.
I guess you still need to, right? So like I think like me and my friends who like identify like businesses and stuff. Let's say we want to understand like if a business is making like money, we can. It's like a rough calculation, right? So like, oh, I'm selling this for like $20, and then you'll be like, that doesn't make sense because if you're selling at $20, then you probably make a loss because averagely this costs $18, and then plus everything else it'll be more than $20. Like things like this. So
A lot of the time in stuff like that, you see specifically they're like, oh, I bought it for 16, I sold it for 20, I made a $4 profit. I was like, fuck no, you haven't. You've got all these other expenses that you've got to take away from that. By the time you actually sell that product, it might have cost you $26. You sold it for 20, so you're $6 now. And it's like, you're 100% correct. Like people really don't encapsulate the entirety of their business and see what that is. And poor practices over a long period of time can really like degrade what a business is trying to achieve.
So you just need like the rough calculation. I'm not asking you to get like an exact pinpoint to the percentage, right? I'm just like, at least you're roughly around there. Like it's just rough calculation. And I think you still need that kind of calculation. Like instead of you have the machines and everything, but at that point of time when you're discussing, you just need to know roughly.
I think good problem solving skills is going to become vital now.
Yeah, definitely.
Just intuition, like a general intuition in the person of being at like we've all worked like in fields where you have to work with other people, and you can tell when someone is just intuitively smarter about things, or like they just naturally pick up things faster, or they're better at teamwork, they're better at problem solving, and that's stuff that's difficult to teach necessarily. That comes with a lot of like background, like
Street
nature, and then experience.
Talking about street smart, it sounds like Street Sharks. Danny, I saw that post. You putting a Street Sharks. I'm like, oh my god, Danny, you like Street Sharks, dude? I like Street
Well,
Sharks.
didn't I talk about Street Sharks?
No.
What is Street Sharks?
Oh my god, you don't know Street Sharks,
Or was it the dinosaur one that I mentioned?
Yeah,
'Cause
dinosaur.
They're the same thing.
You guys are 90s kids.
bro? The Street Sharks so cool. I used to have Big Slamo, like,
I also had
and then I lost my toy.
my neighbors, my nan's neighbors had a bit more money, and they used to give us hand-me-down toys, and I had all the Street Sharks as hand-me-down.
yeah,
So I
right.
had
What?
For our younger listeners, what is Street Sharks?
Street Sharks are what happens when a toy company needs to sell product, so they create a cartoon to go along with the toy. So Street Sharks is a toy that then they created a TV, like morning TV cartoon to go along with it. And it was effectively like it was Ninja Turtles, but they're sharks wearing
gang.
shorts in a gang.
in the streets.
Have you seen?
At the time, there was like Street Sharks, there was Ninja Turtles, then you've got the dinosaurs, which was just Street Sharks, but now they're dinosaurs. And they're like, they're wearing boots and they've got shorts and they're like, just got the bottom, the legs down of a human, body, torso up of a shark or a dinosaur. But you also had like the mouse that rode the motorbikes. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, biker mice from Mars.
Yeah, but so these were mice dressed as
Bikers.
bike gangers.
Yeah.
But they also had like little
Very
like
punk.
antennas coming out of their head, so that you knew they were
They were
also from
aliens
Mars.
too.
Yeah,
Right.
because why not, right?
Those riders were on a lot of shrooms.
They were just like, they were really just like going for as many animal
cool.
humanized things as they possibly can.
So cool.
You know, I appreciate that there's people that have the creative mindset to know what children like as well.
Did
'Cause
you
the
order
older
the
I get,
full
the more
set?
I'm losing touch with like what is cool for kids. So
Did you order the full set?
Of what?
Street Sharks.
I got mine as hand.
it was a cartoon.
No, I mean like the reissue ones.
Oh, are they? I don't think they're out for reissue yet.
No, they're out in pop culture. It's for sale now. Like check it right now. It's for sale.
These are toys.
I already pre-order it. Like when it's out, down.
So these are toys, right?
Yeah, Street Sharks. So cool because the toys, right? So in the movie, they are like strong sharks, right? So the toys, they want to make it strong. So like the gimmick of Street Sharks is there's a spring action.
Yeah.
So if you pull like the hand, okay, like one of the characters is like a great white shark, right? So one's ability is he is like he has pretty like big muscles and he punches. Like his jab is very good. So you can pull back his arm and his body rotates. And then when you let it go, it's a spring action and he hits something.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then if you pull the fin down, the mouth opens to bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's like a dynamic action figure.
yeah, Street Sharks.
You guys
baby.
you guys see what toys look like in like the 1940s, like 1950s, before like safety regulation took all the fun
Look,
away?
have you heard of Starcom?
What's Stockholm?
No.
No. If you have Google right now, put it up on the big screen. Starcom. Starcom is the coolest toy ever.
Danny's on it right now.
So if you're from like the 80s and 90s or whatever, you will know Starcom. Starcom is the only like toy that incorporates magnet into it.
Ooh.
So-
Sci-fi?
It's space. So like it's
Whoa.
look at that.
Okay, so
Looks so cool.
So for context, this
my God.
episode, Danny's brought his laptop in. He's hooked himself up to the TV.
we are like
So we actually have
Cool.
visuals on our side now. So we can see examples when we talk about things, we can pull it up. And I'm assuming Danny has some grand plans.
oh
later on.
my god, it's so cool.
All right, Starcom.
Yes, look at that. Starcom, the US Space
So
Force.
what are we looking at here? Is
So
it this
this
spaceship
is a
guy?
toy, yeah. So all of it, right? So
I like the idea of like we can do this. So if you're listening to the podcast, you can like pull over from the road if you're driving, or like I'll sit down to your lunch break and you
Use
can pull
your-
out your phone and you can Google along with us.
so
Let us
okay. Imagine yourself in space, right?
take you on this journey.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. So
Am I
you-
breathing or not breathing?
I mean, you're in a spacesuit like
Okay,
astronauts and
excellent.
everything. So how do you walk on your spacecraft?
You bounce around, right?
Correct, but in Starcom, your feet have magnets.
Oh, magnetized to the ground.
Yeah, so
Yes,
the toys have magnets, so you can walk around the spaceship as if you're in space.
Very
So
cool.
all their figurines, right, at the bottom of the feet,
Oh,
there's magnets.
that's cool. Is he
Yeah.
gonna go around touching the
Correct.
things?
So and on the toy itself, certain platform has magnets as well. So you can like put them in. So you like you can actually like turn the spacecraft around and it doesn't drop.
There must be a company
Huh?
called Starcom because there's a lot of just pictures of people.
It's just a lot of employee pictures. Yeah. There, can you imagine your parents
The
just
toys
buying
are so
Starcom
cool.
toys?
It's
on
like
the fridge.
It's like the
I like that
space
they're
GI
being
Joe.
athletically inclusive here with this guy.
Yeah. Well, it's like sci-fi, but the art style is very
So-
reminiscent of GI Joe.
G.I.
right?
Joe.
I
That's
was
exactly what
I was
thinking
trying to buy some of the toys, right? Like Starcom.
What year is this?
It's a way,
what?
I don't know. It's a way,
Early
way,
90s?
way. I don't know. It's insane. But I wanted to buy some of it from eBay. So one of these, like you see that big aircraft right there. It's like
They're all
like almost
spaceships.
$1,000.
Yeah, people. I think that's the thing is like so much of the nostalgia kick comes from when you were a kid. You definitely couldn't afford it. Your parents couldn't afford it, so you had like a disposable income, and you're like, I'm gonna go hunt that thing. But then you go to hunt it, and you're like, well, now it's $1,000. I still can't afford the fucking thing. Like, just does it never comes
I'm
back
just
around
waiting for it
circles.
to be reissued.
Like I think we mentioned in the past that a big part of collecting and nostalgia is grabbing a slice of that potential feeling that you once had. Right. That's why we enjoy things from our
So
childhood.
cool. Okay, wait. So just want to explain a little bit of things, right? The context of collecting toys, right? So if you notice
you
now,
collect a lot of toys.
lot of toys. So I'm like a toy collector. So if you notice nowadays, the current kids, right? They don't like toys. Like there's not much of a demand for
Video
toys.
games and digital is better now.
Correct.
So over the past probably 10, 15 years, they've scaled back a lot. There's a little bit of a rebuff now, but as people parents want to get the kids back on tactile stuff and away from iPads. But you're right, iPads beat them for at least the last 10 years.
Correct. So now, one of these toys company, like, why are they reissuing Street Sharks? Because they know they can sell it to us.
Yes.
So now they're gonna reissue a lot of these old stuff, and I am hoping Starcom, Dino Riders.
Dino Riders.
Oh yes.
Think
And
of
then,
all the elder conversions for the Dino Riders.
what's it called? Centurions.
Yeah.
And Mask.
My
Have you heard of Mask? Check it out, Mask toys. So these are the coolest.
MAS?
So
Mask or
MAS? Yeah, like in a mask.
Oh, mask.
Okay, look at that, so cool, so cool. So the cars can change into like planes and stuff. And like,
It's like Transformers.
like
no,
these
it's still a
are-
car.
Oh,
that's
right,
a
right,
classic
right.
action figure right there.
Yeah, so cool. If they did reissue this, but it's like a third party
This
company.
looks very old. This looks 80s.
So what happened is a third party company made these toys again, and not under license though. So they can't call it Mask. They
I'll
call
be
it
honest with
something
you,
else.
William. These ones look like something you'd find at like a $2 store.
No, it's so expensive.
Check out, while you're on Google, have a look at the toys from like the 1950s. Because that was back when it was kind of a wild old west of toys,
So
like early
cool.
Hasbro.
What?
No, never mind. Go to the 40s. Go to like, we're talking like Great Depression era.
Like yeah,
Yeah, I want to see World War.
like
toys.
pre-war.
Yeah.
It's just like this, like this where the weird freaky dolls come from and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There's back then it was
Look at
there's a lot
look
of like
at-
super
Look at this nightmare. I'm gonna have to save this.
collectible toys from the
Save this
early
as a
years.
photo because that thing's a fucking nightmare. Violin player.
But I remember going down a rabbit hole once and I watched a bunch of videos of like early like toys designed for boys. And obviously boys, you know, like we like being soldiers and policemen and cowboys and Indians kind of deal. And then they just had like guns that looked like guns and fired like guns. And it was just like, here, give it to kids.
They just are guns.
Yeah.
You guys have just
American
invented
toys,
guns.
right?
Yeah.
So
I like that we've got, there's the classic, there's the monkey with the symbols in 1940s.
Slinky. Man,
Then you've
kids
got
really had it rough back then where just like your toy for the month was a Slinky.
the dog that you draw, has wheels on it and you drag it around. Love that.
But we mentioned that kids these days are way more digital now, but essentially just digital toys. Because I think Roblox is one of the biggest video games out there for children.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Roblox or played Roblox?
My son played it when
It's
he was
essentially
younger.
just a playground for other people to make toys in games and then you play it.
Oh,
So Roblox is essentially just a framework, and then the things that people make in Roblox are insane, man. It's like you can do from the benign things like roller coasters and amusement parks to all sorts of people just recreating entire video games in Roblox. Like you can load up Roblox and you get things like horror games, you get things like cooperative shooters or like Call of Duty clones and puzzle games. It's insane. And it's all through the veil of like being social and still connected to your friends. Because I think kids nowadays are more connected than ever now. Like digitally, of course. You're not going out in the play yard and playing anymore.
So toys,
Yeah.
I'm keen.
What's your go-to? What's your favorite collectible toy? Like if you're going for a range of something.
No, like when? Which era first?
Ooh.
So I have like different era of stuff. Like which era? You gotta give me an era.
43 BC.
No, like which, like it's like I mean like actual toys. Like is it
What-
80s, 90s?
When were you like 13? What decade?
When I was 13.
Surely it peaked in like early 2000s, late 90s, right?
So when I was 13, I think I liked Transformers then.
That's pretty good.
My favorite like Devastator and Bruticus. That's
Pull it
my,
up,
like
Danny, let's
what
have
I
a look.
want.
What's
What's
it
it
called?
called?
Devastator.
Devastator Transformer.
Is
Is that the one with the scoop?
Constructicons?
Oh, yeah. He's the scoop
Yeah,
guy,
and then
right?
and then the other one's Bruticus. Bruticus is the all
See,
the
I know
aircraft.
this because of
I
the
like-
Michael Bay movies.
Let me change
Yeah,
here.
but Bruticus wasn't in it.
Yeah.
So you know Devastator, which is the Constructicons.
Yep.
But you,
I like how you go from this guy here. In
I
yellow.
know this one. It's
through
the one that
to-
combines.
to
That's
this guy.
yeah,
really
it's
cool.
combiner. So they call it combiners.
As a kid, I would be all over this as well. I remember seeing Transformer ads at Hot Wheels ads. Actually, when did toys start on a decline and now we just have Nerf guns, right? Because
Well, that's true.
So
That-
wait, hold on. I'm pretty upset with Australia's Nerf guns because in Asia you get the rivals. You don't get rivals here.
Is that because they're like more dangerous or something?
No, it's just in balls. You're shooting balls.
yeah, no,
Foam balls.
That sounds more
They
dangerous.
banned it here.
No, why?
I think they banned it here.
it's just
There's
foam
a lot of
balls.
regulations in Australia, man. You can't have BB guns, for example. just
No,
because
but it's not
kids are losing
BB.
their
Like
eyes.
this is like just balls.
I think it's-
example, right?
Yeah,
and,
but
and also they didn't bring in the disc version of the Nerf. Have you seen the disc version?
They did.
I brought my
I think they
discs.
did, but took it away.
I've seen knockoff versions, but I've never seen an actual.
I brought mine
Nerf
from
one.
Malaysia to here.
Is
This
it
version.
Is it because it can just directly go to your eye? Is that what it is?
Well, the dot could go directly into your eye.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
What's the diff?
Did you guys also put pins in your dots?
I did.
No.
I did.
As a kid, you would get those like thumbtacks.
I'm glad that you didn't have pets, Kane, because that would.
I
No,
modified
I love animals.
I
I would never shoot a
I'll
pet.
modify my nerve.
I would shoot my neighbor though.
Your neighbor's like, why is my car covered in scratches?
I think Nerf is also one of those things where kids grow up with Nerf, and as an adult, they get really into Nerf modifications because Nerf is a whole hobby in itself as well. People go crazy. They put like crazy 4-kilo springs in their Nerf guns.
In a very similar fashion, Lucas had a bunch of hand-me-down Nerfs given to us, and one of them was like a Gatling gun kind of one that shot them really fast. But the guy had modified it a little bit, and it shot them way too fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is not for children.
All right.
And then you have to go pick him up because Lucas ain't doing that.
Yeah, just constantly the amount every time you move house, you find them under every single thing.
Hey,
ever.
you have daughters, William. What are they into for toys?
So I influence them. So I buy like toys for them.
They're like, Daddy's like, here, Daddy has Devastator. You have to like this too.
Yeah, they do have Transformers. I
Cool.
I let them
That's
play
cool.
with the masterpiece Transformers.
Oh.
I don't let them play with the shitty Transformers.
What's a masterpiece transformer?
Look, Danny, put it up. Masterpiece
This
Transformers.
is a very visual podcast again.
Right. So
I'm purposely saving.
let me
things.
explain what is masterpiece Transformers. So you have your regular Transformers, and then masterpiece Transformers is like the ultimate transformer, the most perfect transformation, and the most
just more detailed,
accurate.
right?
No, it's the most accurate. So if you transform back into the car, it looks like a car, like a Lamborghini Countach. It's just exactly looks
is
like
very
it.
cool.
So
I saw a Lamborghini Countach once in person.
look
Very, very
at
cool.
the masterpiece. It looks exactly like the movie. It transforms perfectly too.
That is very cool.
Are these the ones you see the guys do the box openings and they're quite large and they transform?
No. This is when you have to transform yourself, but these are
okay.
more very accurate.
So as someone that grew up watching Transformers, I'm assuming, how did you feel about the Transformer movies, the Michael Bay movies? Did you like them?
I mean, it's a movie, so I mean the first one is cool.
Yeah.
The second one was
Because a lot of my experience
Third
growing
one's
up was I was exposed to some Transformers, but my earliest memory of Transformers really is mostly that Michael Bay Transformers movie. It also coincided with Linkin Park and me being a teenager, so I was like, yeah, you're telling me the entire soundtrack is Linkin Park?
Also,
Hell yeah.
Also, there was a lead actor that was very engaging.
Yeah, there was a lot of boys going through their puberty at that time, and Megan Fox was on screen, and all the boys would be like, nice.
so yeah, Transformers. I love it.
Do you have a favorite toy series, Danny? As a child, did you have a series of toys you really beloved?
I had Star Wars figures, right? And the Star Wars figures would come with a little microchip, and then the microchip you could put onto.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So you remember the from episode 1 when they're out on what's the desert place called?
Tatooine.
Yeah, Tatooine, right? Yeah. And they've got the speakers, little handheld speakers they talk into, and it actually turned out to be like a Gillette razor, is what they'd use with some things attached to it, right? And it's a little hand speaker thing. So I had a physical version of one of those, and that had a microchip reader in it. And then the action figures would come with the microchip, and then you put the microchip on top of the reader, and it would say lines from the movie. So just like the episode 1 things,
nice.
I've still got it as well. I
cool.
could bring it in.
All right.
Yeah, and it's you could put the little microchip on there, and it would say lines from movies and cool bits and stuff like that.
Nice.
It was actually very cool. I was very, very fond of those.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I love it.
I've actually managed to hold on to a good chunk of some of my kid stuff.
A lot of my childhood
Star
stuff.
Wars. My Star Wars toys were lightsabers. The
Yeah.
master
Every
replica.
kid had lightsabers.
Oh no,
You had to, right?
no, not that kind of lightsabers. I had the master replica ones.
Those are too fancy to play with.
So, no, I play with it. I don't care. So master replica made the lightsabers first, then Hasbro bought them over. So now you have the Force FX now. So that's why you have the Force FX now, because master replica got bought over by Hasbro.
Right. I mean, you guys probably know the one I'm talking about, but those lightsabers which you'd flick out, it was
I don't have
the
those.
extending rod is all it was.
I went all in.
Me and my mates as a kid, we used to play lightsaber battles all the time, and we would just break those toys all the time because we're slamming into each other.
I was super excited when Lucas turned about like 6-7 years old to go get those, and Lucas and I played a lot of lightning saber, and I know it's a good core memory for him as well because he remembers it so instinctively. And like one time we were like because it was we just get cheap ones, we just smack the crap out of each other and like go at it. One time he smacked my hand, and he remembers this as like a trauma thing. Like he hit my hand and it really hurt my face, and he could see that he actually hurt me. And I think it was the first time he noticed that like him as a child could hurt someone else, and he could see it in my face. I didn't react to it to him, but I was like, in my head, I was like, oh fuck, because it like slapped across my fingers or something. And I remember he's like now he's 13. We've had the conversation where he's told me, he's like, oh, I remember like you hurt me, and he was worried he was going to get in trouble, but I was like, oh, I just need a second.
Oh, that's not too bad.
We've like a few like photos and videos of us doing as well, and it's like we used to have heaps of fun. Like we'd do it on the yard or whatever, and you'd go around it, and like we'd get because our dog was quite young then as well, so the dog would get super excited, and that would be jumping around in between us, like trying to attack us because things were attacking each other, and I had to be careful. Like Lucas was quite young. Sometimes the dog would like jump at him, and like it was a massive like German Shepherd would like bowl the poor little kid over.
Oh no, you know. When you're a kid and you go to like the park or you walk around in your neighborhood and you would find a cool stick and you're like, oh, that's a sword.
Fuck yeah.
That's a sword. Even as an adult now, you know what I mean? Like we all get that feeling of like you see a cool stick that looks like a sword. You're like,
looks like a stick that looks like a gun. You're like, yes.
Hell yeah.
Wait, Danny, is your surprise today anything to do with hobby?
Funnily enough, it's very heavily to do with something you're very near and dear to your heart, William.
Oh, really?
It's to do with Transformers.
Transformers.
Whoa.
So
You line up nicely for this.
Robots in this.
I know. I was going to try and push it in a little second ago, but I was trying to put something in there, but it's okay. We'll do it now.
All right, let's see it.
All right, ready?
Shoot it.
Should we go into it?
Let's go.
I came up with a name for my segment, and then I hadn't written it down. I was like, "That's a great name," and then I forgot one of the words. So I literally have been googling in the meantime words that start with "un," so I could remind myself what the word was that I'd forgotten.
I have all
not
my...
considered like voice memo.
I do. I have hundreds of voice memos that I forget to then go check.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I have all my toys in store. I should really go through and pull them
Maybe
out.
you put it on eBay. Probably can buy a new
No,
Rolex.
are you kidding me? They're my toys. They're mine.
Whoa! It's just like your board games.
No, it matters. Okay, board games is just a like
Face.
sequel to toys. Like, kids that grow up with toys eventually they're like, hell yeah, board.
All
games.
right. I'll tell you what. This week, everybody, when we go home, take a picture of your favorite toy. Gonna put it out into a podcast.
Mine's probably here in a box somewhere.
Actually, I have a theory. Maybe like people that are into miniatures games also just grew up with like fond memories of toys, and that kind of translates over as well.
All right, I'm going to extend the monitors here. We're going to launch
Danny's
into my game. All right.
show us some stuff.
All right.
I don't know why.
I'm excited.
I don't know why he's showing us, but I will explain.
This is my new game, segment boys. It's called Danny Ruins Children's Untouched Memories. It's a pretty long name, so we're gonna just put it into
the acronym is
D.R.C.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so D.R.C.U.M, guys. It's my the acronym for the new.
It's like Dr. Cum.
Whoa! You were supposed to let people come to the conclusion, Will.
Did you actually make that?
Of course not. It's a professional podcast.
I was say come do ruin
Anyway,
children's
we're sticking with that.
memories.
It's D.R.C.U.M time here at the Boardcast as we play our new game.
Is this our new segment?
It is a new segment. I'm going to try and keep it up.
New milestone.
What I'd like is after
all
this
the
one
boys.
is for the guys in the podcast to give us some ideas, and I'm gonna try and ruin their children's.
We went from a hobby
childhood
podcast to being three dudes getting nostalgic over things.
for them. That's every podcast, isn't it? It's either we're complaining about politics or we're getting nostalgia over something that was better in the 90s.
Now we just need Joey Diaz to come on and talk about Quaaludes.
All right, let's go.
So, William, you've previously mentioned quite a few times that you're a big fan of Transformers.
Yeah.
So when I was going through some of the Transformers like information that I was like, I just like, I'll just do a little bit of research. Like, sorry, I've seen all the new movies, but I really didn't have that much to do with previous Transformers.
Okay.
I feel like I was, but it's the same generation of like cartoons I liked. Yeah. Anyway, I noticed some things. There were some fairly interesting named Transformers.
Okay.
All right. And I'd like, what's your favorite Transformer, William?
Devastator.
Devastator.
That's number one. Number one most favorite. Devastator.
Yeah, and like I feel like the word devastator really like gives you an understanding of what that guy's gonna do. When he comes on screen, he transforms out of being like a what is he, a truck or a car or what?
It's like a couple of like they
all merge.
Like
remember, I don't know if you watched it, but it was in one of the Transform movies with Michael Bay. They were all the construction vehicles, like cats, vehicles, and they merged together to become that big guy.
Cool. See, that's cool.
Yeah.
But what I found was, as I did more and more research, there's some very not cool ones. So what I'm gonna go through our little slideshow here. I'm gonna talk about some of the guys we found.
Okay.
So some of the names of the guys the Transformer we found. This is Lube. This is Lube the Transformer. I'm not really sure what he is, but he's quite blocky there.
Him and Dr. Cum are like the team.
So I thought Lube was pushing it a bit. Then we go to
wait. What does Lube transform into? Go back to Lube.
Look at this guy.
What is he? William, you're the Transformer expert.
yeah, so
what does he transform into?
Because I think it's look there. It's a Power Master, so it powers up like another bot.
Okay, so he's
combined.
so Lube is a battery for another
Wait,
guy.
it also says
so he transforms into a little battery that sits on the side.
So you
somewhere.
put it in the chest.
Wait, okay.
Nexus Maximus needs your help.
Wait, no, I get it now. He transforms into an engine block. In this form, he
Not
can fit
engine
into
block.
any engine socket of a Power Master mold.
Yeah.
Brackets without any added grease.
That's very funny.
Okay.
So I thought that was pretty funny.
What a lame transformer. If your job is to just be a part of
Just
another
to be a part
transformer,
of another one?
very
Isn't that
cool.
Transformers though?
No, transform.
No, there are some that are held like the Optimus Prime is like a big.
And guess
You wanna
what?
be a
They're all
cool
Autobots,
Transformer.
right?
Yeah.
Are they all Autobots?
I guess so. Yeah.
Are you a Decepticon guy? Do you think Decepticons are cooler?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not saying they're not cooler because they are cooler, but
Autobots are not cool.
what? No.
Okay, tell me which Autobot is cool. Tell me.
Optimus Prime.
Bro, he's a truck.
It's cool.
He's a truck.
Well, what do you got against trucks?
All right, you have like Blackout, which is like an attack helicopter, right?
Yeah,
Starscream.
toys wise,
Wait,
yes.
wait, wait,
You
wait,
had jets, tanks.
Starscream, bro. Brawl is a tank.
Well, if you think that the bots are lame, let me introduce you to Erector.
Whoa.
Erector is
Is it an Autobot too?
he has a little crane on him because he erects things, I guess.
Yep.
I just thought that's very funny. He's a crane truck. Essentially, what I drive really throughout
He's
the
very
day.
blocky and hard.
Really, I should be a fan of Erector, but I thought Erector was quite a funny name. Then we're going to move over to Discharge. Discharge is a female Autobot, which is oddly named that they made her female and her name is Discharge.
They had a bad day. The designer was like upset about someone. Upset at someone. He's also a fire truck, right?
We're going to move over to Blowpipe. A Blowpipe is
yeah.
he's got a big pipe on the back of it.
Wait. He's from this guy. It's like Decepticon.
I'm happy to see that there are some lame Decepticons in this as well, right?
I get this. Is Blowpipe like a toy where he is actually a blowpipe? You can blow things out of it?
This guy's name is Backblast. So he has a rocket that attacks to his back, I guess.
His transform mode sucks.
Yes.
He looks so lame.
He turns into the physical rocket that's got shot. I don't understand how this guy's supposed to work because he turns into a rocket. And then if he hits someone, does he explode?
That's
is he a
his
one
job.
and done?
That is
It's
his
not
job.
a missile. It's a rocket.
Yeah.
It's transport.
Well, I guess so. So people climb inside him.
I guess.
So Backblast has people come inside him.
No.
This guy's name is Heave, which is very sexual, I thought. He turns into a guy, the back end of a satellite dish. So not the front end, but the back end of the satellite dish. So, that's cool.
Hey, William, do you like Heave?
Not really.
This one's name is Lasercock. So, let me find. I don't know why it's saying this, but his name is Lasercock, and
I get behind that one.
He's a.
That's a robot chicken.
This is a robot chicken. I wonder if this is where Robot Chicken comes from because this guy literally is.
It's from Beast Wars, right?
Yeah. So this guy, his Japanese name or whatever is Razor Cuckoo. That directly.
No, Razorcock.
Razor. Yeah.
Lasercock, redirected from Lasercock.
I like Beast Wars.
So
why are you ruining this for
I
me?
thought this was kind of funny. Is it better or worse that he actually is a chicken?
Yeah, what happened to being the robots and stuff?
Who knows?
This is just
honestly,
a Godzilla villain.
Who knows? This is actually a group, so we're getting a group name
Nice.
for this one. This group's name is Breast Force.
Are they? Oh, look at the caption on the picture.
A team of
Female boobs.
I don't know why are they called breast force? Like, it's,
Are they women?
It's
Are
their
they
full
female
name is actually
Transformers?
the breast performers. Which what the fuck is it? What are they? Were they really just doing so much cocaine?
Hold
at
on,
this point?
I need to know. Are they female Transformers?
6 elite robots.
They're
What?
Death-Sauruses.
Oh, Death-Saurus.
Elite units. Do you know who's the
So what are the
Death-Saurus?
breasts
It's like a
referring
giant
to?
dinosaur.
Where are
It's
the
like
breasts from?
The unusual name for the breast forms and breast animals they are partnered with, which transform within their epinomous breastplate
Epitomous.
armor. Oh, it's
Epitomous
relating to
breastplate
their
armor.
it's relating to their breastplate.
That's the lamest of them all so far.
That's the lamest. This guy.
Go back to Erectus. He was cool.
This one they really were just really giving up. This guy's name is Dickbot. So
Well, he was in the Transformer, right?
he was in the
He was in the Transformer movie.
The Blender robot was brought to life when Sam Witwicky dropped a piece of Allspark along with the fellow applicant bots,
Appliance
bots,
bots.
whatever the fuck. He tried to attack Sam, was blasted by the Bumblebee for his troubles.
Yeah, he lasted like 0.3
So
seconds.
this is not
and immediately died.
OG. Not OG.
Well, yeah, but his name is Dickbot. So,
okay.
you know,
Yeah,
he
okay.
made it to the Ling. This guy here is called Wing Thing. I guess they just decided that they were really running out of ideas. He's like, he's got wings and he's a thing. So he made it into there. What do we got? That's it for the. I've got some some special mentions though.
Who knew Transformers was this cool?
Some other really lame names for Transformers. Wide Load. Thought that was kind of funny. This guy's name is Oil Pan. Oil Pan seems like, you know, like you really like. Does he transform into an oil pan? Is he just like?
I guess he's a mechanic.
He's like a miscellaneous transformer essentially.
It feels like that Transformer would get bullied by other Transformers.
We've got Big Daddy. Big Daddy's pretty cool. I thought they're kind of a little sexual. Nice. This guy's called Hot House. So he sounds fun. This guy's Drill Nuts. We've got Drill Nuts. We're gonna go down here. We've got Full Tilt. Eight Face. This one here is Transketo, and Transketo is literally a mosquito.
Yeah, we'll take one guess what he is.
We've got Hole Punch, which I like the idea of Hole Punch being just like a little
Wait. Hole Punch is intimidating though.
Is it?
If you were like, let's say you had to go into a ring and fight someone named Hole Punch.
Yes, but you're imagining like in that Kung Pao movie where somebody punched a hole in the middle of his chest.
So,
but what if I ruined it for you and told you that he transforms into a thing that punches holes into paper, which isn't
how
even
practical.
even a thing anymore? So he's
It's
been
for
outdated.
the accountants.
wait, hold on. So a lot of these names, right? They are like direct translation from Japanese.
Yeah, okay, but it has the same meaning though, right?
Yeah, but someone still had to like look
Oil
at it and
pan
be
in
like,
Japanese and oil pan in English
No,
is
no,
the
but
fucking oil pan.
someone that speaks English still had to look at the name and be like, yeah, sure. Name it Lube.
So then I call this next section taking the piss. This guy's name is Heatstroke. So he's just a little bit too much sun. Then we've got Heartburn. So I don't even, honestly, at that point, I don't even know.
Heartburn and a heat stroke sound like a great combo.
He just squeezes out Tiger Balm, I assume, is what he goes with there. Next guy's Squeeze Play. Not really sure what the deal is for this. William's spit taking because he knows that his childhood is slowly falling apart
That's
in front of
the
us.
hero from 50 Shades of Grey.
This guy's name is Hashtag.
Well, he's modern now.
Yeah,
Hashtag,
I was going to say Hashtag is actually a very original Autobot. So not even before hashtags are now. So it really referred to as just a number.
Does he transform into a telephone or something?
Let's go Hashtag.
Hashtag transform.
So there's-
I don't know if you can Google hashtag Transformers.
I can because I'm in a special.
Whoa, it's in the wiki, dude.
I'm on the Transformers wiki. Okay, hashtag. Hashtag doesn't have a lot of information. The name Hashtag applies to several Transformers characters and concepts. Notably, most of them just happen to be dabble in communications and such.
Wow.
You know when the description of you ends in and such, you really not like a highlight of the.
That's a
thing.
background Transformer. That's a Transformer that just dies in 3 seconds. Yeah, he's no Bumblebee.
I don't know there, but we got Hosehead. Hosehead, I don't know if you know, but he had a hose coming out the middle of his forehead. So this seemed fun. Maybe he's a refueling
You know what I
station.
realized about these Transformers? A lot of these Transformers are just Transformers with occupations.
With
They just have a daily job to do.
it sounds more like at the beginning of the day they were writing a new episode and they had to come up with like 15 every day, and they were just like literally like
Erectus doesn't want to be like a Transformer that fights on a war. He just wants to go to his job in the morning and go back home to his kids.
So the thing is with Transformers, right? They're supposed to be hidden, like
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like plain sight.
And sometimes if you're hole punch, you accidentally got put in a drawer and you get stuck in
Yeah,
it. So,
exactly.
Probably.
I'll end up here. We've got a couple more.
Whoa, the rocket ship transformer is not very in disguise.
Yeah. Just a rocket, just in your yard.
Yeah.
Probably he got his name like that's like Cybertron name. Because in Cybertron you can be anything you want, right?
True.
So before you become
So what you're saying is he could be anything, and this guy chose to be called Squeeze Play.
maybe he got squeezed.
Sometimes
Williams need to try and defend it is exactly what I was hoping for.
Williams' poor childhood.
The last two I've got here is a guy called Grindcore.
Oh, nice.
Which is kind of funny because it could be like, a little bit.
He plays music?
Yeah, like the other type of Tinder, or he's just really into heavy music. And the last one, his name I saved for last because I thought it was very funny. His name is Horribull, spelled HORRI-BULL. So it's horrible, but it's horrible. And he was a bull-shaped transformer.
He also gets bullied.
So I thought this was actually quite funny. And I just wanted to, for every single time there's a very cool, Decepticon that's on the screen, there's a guy down at the petrol station called Big Daddy just fueling up station, pretending he's a car.
Maybe all the good names got dibs first on Cybertron, and then you had to get the bad usernames.
It's like the movie Actors Guild where you can only have one, and you have to come up with a new name every time you come through.
It's like they had an application process for you'll be called this because we ran out of the names. So damn it, I can't be called Jetfire.
So that was my episode 1 of Danny Ruins Children's Untouched Memories.
Pretty cool. I like it. I like this new segment.
I'm excited for episode 2.
What I like is, William, have I affected your image of what Transformers feel like to you?
But these are not main characters though.
Well, I don't know about that. Some of them had multi-run episodes, so
insignificant.
Are you telling me that Dickbot didn't have a significant effect on your childhood?
So.
Okay.
Nah.
What about the Breastformers?
Not
They
really.
those ones.
They're not sitting in the memory banks anywhere?
They're in not G1. They're G2 or G3.
Okay.
Do you have a most hated Transformer?
And why is it
A character you
Breastformers?
don't like?
Wait, the guy who talks too fast.
Starscream?
No. Starscream is cool.
Is he? I don't know. Starscream always seemed a little bit too.
Okay.
Too needy.
William's hint is that he talks too fast. What piece of equipment do you think it is?
What is that character name? Can you Google
So it's not
Transformers to
Bumblebee.
talk too much? Talks too fast. I can't remember his name. He's like an Autobot.
Oh, Jazz?
No, not Jazz. Jazz is okay. Blood, let's go.
His name is Blur.
Yeah.
What a terrible name.
It is a bad name. It reminds me of the band. This guy's not cool. Anyway, if you're listening to this podcast, I don't know honestly why at this point you are, but I appreciate that. You should send in, if you're part of the Patreon, you're in the chat, send in the things, your childhood, things that you'd like me to ruin. I'll do some research into it. I'll do some background knowledge, and I will attempt to do my best to completely degrade your memories of your childhood life.
Actually, I wonder if because I feel like Lego has always done pretty well. Has Lego ever missed? Has there ever been a bad, this Lego piece was just...
I reckon there's got to be some ambiguously racist Lego.
Ooh, if
For
it's
sure,
far back enough?
Because they're German. Lego's German, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is it? I thought it's Swedish or some Scandinavian.
Banned Legos.
German?
Find it. Banned Legos. What?
Maybe.
Okay, I just want to because we are so far
Denmark.
in the podcast, right? So I'm going to ask a couple of questions to Danny.
Sure.
So Danny, to our bronze tier Patreon subscribers, when are we getting the 10 episode content?
The shirts?
No.
Oh. I haven't forgotten about the shirts. Sorry, guys. I'm getting to
Wait, I have some ideas for the shirts.
the store, the walkthrough.
it. What? Oh,
MTV Crib.
Look, I have plans. I have plans to
Alright.
get to it. I was actually going to do one on Sunday, but the boys were playing poker.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't, and to be honest with you, I haven't had time since. But I will be getting to it this
Right now,
weekend.
it's we're cleaning our room. Mom wants to see what our room looks like. We're like, no, don't come in. Yeah, we got to clean our room.
So we also because we're so far in, I just want to thank our sponsor. Danny, say the name.
Don't you know the name, William?
I know the name, but I don't know.
If you know the name, you should say the name, William. Because they're a valued sponsor.
They're like,
Oh,
I'm glad you brought this up because what I would like, I'm going to start is right. So, Johnny Coins, previous visitor onto the podcast and current sponsor of the Boardcast, he sponsored us and added value financially to help us, right, by sponsoring us. So what I'm going to do is he sponsored his company Imperial Numismatics. Imperial Numismatics. It's not my fault you made the name really fucking hard, all right? But I'm going to do is that's going to be our sponsor until somebody out-sponsors him. So if the next person wants to sponsor, your name or business will be sponsored here until someone beats you. So I want to create like a rat race of sponsorships. So we're going to shout out Imperial Numismatics every single week. Go buy coins. There's some pretty cool stuff on there. We're going to keep doing that until someone else wants to sponsor the podcast. If you'd like to sponsor your podcast, Callan, I know you're listening and you have a plumbing business and there's other people that have businesses, I'm sure, that listen to things. Riley, I think you drive a forklift. You would like to sponsor your forklift company for some reason. You don't own the forklift company, but maybe you just want to bring awareness to forklifts out there. That'd be amazing too. Anyone else who's like, wants to do that, let me know. Even if you just want to sponsor yourself, like if you just want us to like talk how good about you are, it's like you're sending me a paycheck of money. I will. You can become a sponsor.
An anonymous, like some random sponsor by the name of Not William is like, hey, can you shout out my business Eternal Magic?
Well, I think we're supposed to get those ones for free anyway, aren't we? Or do we pretend like there's someone else?
But speaking about sponsored Eternal Magic events as well, last Sunday we had 50 people.
Last Saturday.
I know.
Saturday, my apologies.
Yeah, how dare you, Kane?
Look at that.
It's clearly important
Is
part
it
of the
50 or
information.
51? Do we have
50 was the final number. A nice even 50 people for a Commander event, right?
That's huge.
Commander's already been...
Is 50 evenly divisible by 4?
No.
No, but it's a nice round number. But we had a great showing, honestly. 50 people for a Commander event. We had to expand out several tables, and it was one of the most fun days. Seriously, for a Commander event I've had it on very.
I didn't have my board fucked with too much, William. So where were you? Where were we at?
So many new faces.
We did. I did it once. Everybody got a finale devastation in your board.
That's true.
So you want to describe what you did, William?
And then I board wiped the turn.
Because William walked
sorry,
around
man.
while all the Commander games are going on, and he would just cause mayhem.
Yeah, it's fun. I give packs in return.
And we gave out a lot. I think
Just
pretty much
chatting
everyone
people had a
away
lot
with
of
prizes.
positive feedback. It was very well done.
Yeah, I mean that's what I want, right? So everybody have fun because it's a Commander event. I want it to be like a casual, fun Commander event. Everybody have fun, destroy a board, have fun.
Did you want people to have fun?
Yeah, not too much fun, but some fun.
Not too. 5 times the fun, but not a 6 fun. All right.
Yeah,
And
but
I think we're really aiming high. I think for the next one, we want to get to a position where we have a premier Commander, like Magic the Gathering premier event north of the river.
and then we charge
Something that
premium.
people really want to come down to and just celebrate the format.
We'll just edge it up $1 each time and see if anybody notices.
Like $7 now. It's like, I thought it's like
Well, $7 is what I used to charge, or $8, $7 or $8, what I used to charge for the clubs 10 years ago. So $7 entry to an event and you get a prize, or $10 entry, or $5 entry and you get prizes. It's amazing.
look, we're still charging 5.
Some people walked away with several prizes.
know-
There's some people walking away with 4 prizes.
Completely off topic here, but somebody sent me a link the other day and it's an RBA inflation calculator.
Yeah.
And you can put in any amount of money and any date and it tells you the inflation. And I've had a lot of fun working out how broke I am in the future. Because you can you're like, well, if I earned this, I bought this car, but 6 years ago, I'd be fucking doing well off. But now, not well off.
It's like
You can really skew your idea.
you know when you watch that video, that one episode in Futurama where Fry, the main character of Futurama, has $1 in a bank. He travels 1,000 years into the future, and the banks what's the word again I'm looking for? I'm drawing a mental blank.
everyone's inflationed out?
No. Interest. The interest on his bank account, he's suddenly a millionaire now
Oh,
in the future.
yes, yeah.
But in real life, you also have to counter inflation alongside your. I just said the word. I forgot.
Interest.
So you have to counter your interest with your inflation.
Yeah.
So really, you're not getting anywhere.
No. Yeah, I think we're in an age now of investing. Invest in business, invest in property. It's you got to put it into something so your money's working for you. Gone are the days in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even a little bit into the 90s where you could put money in a term deposit or an interest earning a thing and you'd make decent okay money. That time is gone.
Invest in magic cards.
Yeah. come buy Magic cards from either Eternal Magic or Northern Boards, and I promise you, you will make money.
I just figure if I
Maybe.
take my money now and I go back 100 years, I'm rich.
Very rich.
What if you went back and you took them like your plastic $100 note? How would they be like, what the fuck is this?
They'll probably be like, why is there a Chinaman in front of me?
True. You go back to China with an Australian $100, and
Yeah.
you're like, also no. Who are these people from the future? Because the person on the bill also hasn't been around.
Interesting. Yeah.
Do you wonder what the future of clothing would be like? Like what people in the future will start dressing up looking like?
what if
Because you compare, let's say, the 1950s, 1960s fashion to current day fashion. I actually don't think it's changed that much.
What if it's just gone back around again?
Yeah, I think it's going to back around again.
True.
But
We all
then,
dress like
then you
emos?
compare like 1950s fashion to
People like baggy now
1920s.
again.
Very different.
Did people stop liking Nike?
No, like baggy.
Oh,
like
baggy.
oversized.
Actually, you make a good point. I think the introduction of like predominant brands has now caused fashion to be in like a cycle. But you compare like say 1950s fashion to 1920s or like early 90s fashion, completely different, right?
True.
and recently, like a lot of these big brands has been releasing like retros and stuff, right? So like bringing back all the old shoes and stuff.
So I think shoes make a big difference because the type of shoe and the style of shoe allows you to dramatically change up the style of clothing you wear. But a lot of clothing, men would just only wear boots. There was like pretty much nothing but boots. So the clothing had to fit boots. But now that you can wear like sneakers and different kind of shoes, now you can start to have different colors and themes and stuff
Aesthetics
like that with
is
clothing.
one whole cohesive package, and shoes are now so prominent that it's a big part of your aesthetic.
Well, like if you could just wear, if you only had boots to wear, you had to wear some sort of pants that either cover the boot or don't cover the boot. So you're going with like a suit thing or like you're a cowboy look, and that's it. That's all the looks.
To be
you
fair,
got.
though, now I think fashion's expanded a lot. This is me segueing into the topic that I want to talk about. It was my first week back.
The best kind of segue is the one you explained.
Exactly. It was my first week back in uni, and what I've noticed, and this is a thing that I've been noticing for a very long time now, but I really sincerely feel like people, especially at the younger age crowd, were all getting more and more fashionable. As the internet is becoming more predominant, there's more influences into like how you dress and how people are becoming more influenced by their visuals. Like obviously, you go on Instagram now and everyone's so much more finely dressed, and you get kids growing up in that culture. I look into early university students now, and everyone is dressed so nicely. Everyone knows how to really pair colors, know how to match their silhouette, their body shapes. Way more conscious about the shoes you wear. I remember when I first started like university, all the boys were just in like jeans, shirt, sneaker, go. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about all that effort that you put in and Graham called you a fisherman tonight?
I'm okay with it. I'm really rocking. This is my favorite jacket. This is my favorite vest.
I have seen it
Tons
down
of
quite a
pockets,
lot.
just real chill. So, and once again, I think like the retro is in.
Is that how you get
Fisherman
the
vibe is in.
girls
No.
gang? Do you wear this to uni?
No, this is my comfortable come to work shirt.
Okay, fair.
But because it's first week back in uni as well, everyone's dressed to impress.
You won't pop one of those zippers open and there's some answers to some questions in there.
No, there's some Tarzos in there. First week back in uni is always a bit of a fashion show. Everyone's really dressing to impress because it's everyone wants to make a good first impression.
so
And then by the end of the semester, everyone's just coming in like track pants. just
But
like
also
crying.
you have a dramatic difference between first year students and then like final year students. First year students, everyone's looking super nice, wearing jewelry, nice jackets because it's wintertime, nice shoes, they've got boots on, the girls all dress really nice. I'm super impressed with the current trend of fashion. And this also, I like to look at the younger crowd as well to be my influence towards what I should be wearing and like the kind of going trends of fashion. But then you have the third year students and I can tell it. Because they're coming in with sweatpants and a hoodie.
They're just trying to make it through the day.
They haven't combed their hair and they're coming in. It's a brand new semester. They just rock them to their class and they're just like, all right, let's get it over with.
I admit I
veteran.
I tried to stay not irrelevant by swapping my ankle high socks to like socks that come halfway up my legs again. I've been ankle high socksing like a good millennial for a long time. And it's in the trend of it coming back to have like proper socks. And I'm like, that is less like ankle socks are weird now. It's like I can't put them back on. I've given all my ankle socks to like charity.
No, but it comes to the aesthetic and visual you're trying to pull off. I think every time people ask me like, hey, how I should dress or what I should be doing with my fashion, what's really, really important is finding an aesthetic and really working yourself without it, like around it. It's all trial and error. Like for me to find out my fashion style, it took so many falls to finally find out what worked for me. Because everyone's body shape is different and everyone's the vibe they give off, like the aesthetic you give off, is very different, and identifying that is the hardest part.
I definitely worked myself into being gym bro for a long period of time, like before COVID, and then I'm definitely not in Jimbo body mode right now, but I still predominantly only own those clothes. So that's why you guys, especially around the club, you'll see me wearing the same, like I own like 3 of this exact shirt that I bought from the skate shop down the road, and I'll own like 2 or 3 versions of every shirt that I wear, and you'll see me in like 2 or 3 outfits because most of the clothes I can't fit into.
But that's for you. This is your comfy occupation.
That
shirt,
is very
right?
true.
Same
Yeah.
as me, right? I'm coming in with my dad vest because it's cozy, and I get to come down and just
This is
all the boards.
This is
work,
a 3XL I'm wearing right now.
Hell yeah.
I definitely don't have a 3XL width, but I've probably got an XL, 2XL width. So the 3XL really like tents me in a little bit, you know.
I mean, oversized
There's room
shirts
to
are in.
move.
Like nowadays, like boxy fit crew neck, boxy shirts are.
Yeah, I like
fashionable.
oversized now.
But nothing like that early 2000s where dudes are wearing massive shirts, right?
More
And
importantly,
jeans.
should we feel insulted that William hasn't gifted us with Eternal Magic merch?
Yeah.
What's
Come on,
the-
hook
what's
us
the
up with a hoodie.
The hoodie? No, I don't have enough hoodie.
See,
Why is he like this?
we're not cool enough.
Why does he
We're
hate us so
Team
much?
Eternal.
Kane?
No, because like
William's
I have to
actually
make it.
dressed
Do you know
quite
what?
trendy.
This is as close
Most
to
of the
intervention that's
time.
going to come. William, why don't you like us enough to give us free shit?
I can give you stuff.
Yeah, where's my merch?
I'll give you a T-shirt.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, nice, sick,
Cool. It worked.
Hell
All right,
yeah.
intervention's down.
Good job. This is my public PSA as well for anyone listening as well. Buying pants kind of sucks, right? Buying pants is always a bit of a nightmare because everyone's legs are different length and your waist can be different, like completely different ratios. Like your waist to leg ratio is always very different. So buying pants is a bit of a nightmare. I personally don't like buying pants because it's always tedious. But really, as a man as well, I really recommend you go get a pair of pants, but you also have to go get it altered. It's really important in aesthetics to find the right length of your pants.
Yeah,
and you're never
yeah,
going to find the exact one because pants are made to your spec. So get it altered. Take it to an alterist and just get them to measure the leg and get it to the right height. Because a big part of pants is like whether it arrives above your ankle, below your ankle.
Yeah,
the
when you get
taper.
the pants are too long and you get the crunkle of the pant at the bottom of the shoes.
It is.
unfortunate.
No one wants that.
Like
No
a
one,
fashion show right now.
no one wants that. Like when you're a kid and you have that like, your pants is all just like kind of crumply at the bottom where your shoe is.
Because when I was a child, for some reason, I had this weird mode of rolling my socks down so they look like a sausage all the way around.
Yeah.
And I said to my parents, I was like, "Why did you let me do that? Like, that's horrific."
Look, do you go out a lot to like use your fashion sense? Because I don't go out a lot, so
I'm still young. I'm
I
still
don't
trying.
I don't get to like wear what I buy.
You still look very trendy.
I buy a lot of stuff, but I just don't use
No,
it.
but William, you give off the vibe of someone that knows how to be trendy. You just add that phase where you care a little bit less.
But when you go
still
down to
know
like
how to-
Hillary's to like get ice cream with the kids, are you like tipped up and ready to look good?
you still know how to. You know what I mean?
I don't go down to Hillary's.
Well, like when you go somewhere,
Yeah.
you take your kids places, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes.
So it's like, are you cool, Dad, when you're going out?
Well, I will use the stuff that I buy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know because you I remember I had a long conversation with you, William, where you were like picking out a cool like a bag for yourself. And you were sending me recommendations and I was sending you back recommendations. And it was a back and forth. Right? Because you know how to be trendy if you have to.
Yeah, but the problem with me is like the chance, like the opportunity to use it. That's the thing.
So what you're saying is we need more broadcast outings. That's what you're saying.
We're gonna do the what's it called? The go kart.
That's not really like an opportunity to dress cool, though, is it?
No, yeah.
Well, I guess it technically is.
12 man. All we need is 12 people. So we already have 3.
Should we just do an open call to like people who listen to the podcast to like
Yes.
come
Where are we going?
to the
Go-kart.
to the go-karting thing?
All right.
Are we doing it officially?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
If you are interested in joining our 12-man Grand Prix go-kart session, which is $120 per person in Wanneroo, and in Wanneroo, WA, Perth, Australia. All right.
Yeah. So anybody listening from Melbourne, you're shit out of luck.
All right.
Or you
So
can fly over one of the two.
just drop us a message on Discord, email, whatever mode of communication you have with us. Just send us a detail.
Yeah.
Say that you're
We can
interested.
find an availability.
And
we'll
if
lock it in.
you're
Sure.
on the Patreon as well, if you are like in the bronze tier Patreon, please join us.
Before anyone gets the wrong idea, there is only one tier.
There is only one tier. Yeah.
I know. It's William's dream to have like a gold tier, platinum tier.
What do you get for platinum tier Boardcast?
All right, platinum tier is $150 a month.
$250 a month.
150 a month. You get to
$100.
go.
he shaved $100
Yeah,
off
yeah.
already.
He's like, it's on
wait.
sale. It's on sale right now.
So you get a one free outing with the Boardcast once a month.
Sure. Okay.
Is this like prostitution?
Yeah, we're getting
No,
dangerously
free,
close to
free
OnlyFans.
outing. Like if you go to go kart with us, we'll pay for your go kart.
Oh, I see what you're
Big
doing.
brain, big brain.
Interesting.
So if you come to like a pre-release with us,
You
we'll
guys
pay
seen
for
the
your
thing,
pre-release.
where they did that Willy Wonka like thing in Scotland, and it was like it was really poorly done. Like, you know, it was dubbed as like the Willy Wonka experience. And then when people signed up, you got like a bag with one jelly bean in it, and all the experience.
Ooh, I
was,
saw
like,
this. This was the meme on the internet,
Yeah,
right?
it was like it was dubbed as and like advertised as this really great Willy Wonka experience when the movie came out. But really, it was like a few things put into a warehouse, and it was very, very rough. I like, is this what things going to turn like? We're going to charge people 150 months of business, and they'll come like, all right, this week's event is coming to and sorting cards at Northern Boards.
No, we're gonna bring you like to.
Ooh, it's the Northern Boards
Hey,
experience package. We call
we're gonna
it.
bring you
And
to-
you come in here, and all you do is you clean the floor, you sort the fridge, and you
get to-
sort cards.
You get to
Hey.
vacuum, listen to me
Hold
vacuum
on.
while I play metal music.
So the platinum tier also like bring you to like Optimus Gaming, you know.
I'll make a tier.
I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna cut out the part where you mentioned Optimus Gaming.
Just beep over the top of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna-
just record.
Until we gotta go there, I will non-stop mentioning that place.
Take where we say Imperial Numismatics and just post that over the top of where
Nice.
he says Optimus Gaming.
Yeah.
Shit, now I said it. Fuck.
Good job.
I'll create a platinum tier where it's $1,000 a month, and if you commit for a year, you can officially change my son's name legally. It's worth it.
What?
That's 12 grand. They paid us 12 grand. That's worth it. I can have more kids.
Lucas is like, what?
You mean like Razortron 4?
Oh, name your kid Imperial Numinous.
Oh, he would hate that. My kid's not great at spelling. He would fucking struggle.
For $1,000, you can have a vague pixelated picture of my butthole.
Oh my God. How about $1,000 not to have that?
Nice.
Okay, so set aside those things. We want you to say if you are interested in joining us in these go-kart session, remember to drop us a message.
So it's definitely $120 a person.
Well, based on the screenshot I posted on
Yeah, it was around that
podcast,
price
yeah.
point.
All right. Well, because
But you also get your whole day. It's like proper like you get.
Yeah.
all right. So
two
we're maxing
practice
out at
labs.
12. So it's the first 9 people that pay for it will get the spot. That's how you pay.
We should
And
look
we'll-
into the logistics first, right?
What logistics? You just go there.
Do we? You gotta like phone them up, find availability.
Well, the first 9 people that commit.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's going to be available.
Because we have like hundreds of thousands of listeners. So it's, you know, there's these huge swarms of people vying to just hang out with us at any one time.
Yeah.
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 One
Like-
at a time, folks. Come
Like at the, you know, when we record, we've got to like shovel people out the door with like Mr. Plow from The Simpsons to like just get them out because they just want to hang out with us. So
Right. So Wanneroo, go
on.
kart,
Yeah.
Grand Prix.
have you done much go-karting before?
No.
But I can confirm. I looked them up. Daniel Ricciardo did actually practice at Wanneroo.
Really?
He might be WA.
I could be the next Daniel Ricciardo. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, you're Daniel already.
Oh, I'm already halfway
Whoa,
there.
whoa, whoa. Hold on. Don't take my dream away from me.
Have you done go-karting before?
No, but I want to. I do. This was
All
one
right,
of
it's
those
gonna be
items
like a
on my-
I feel like
Very
your
bucket
dream
list.
of wanting to is your dream to go-kart or to drive F1?
No, yes, no. What? Maybe.
Well, I feel like
I won't know until I do it, right?
if your dream is to become an F1 driver, then I understand why you haven't got there. But if your dream is just to ride a go-kart, I feel like that's fairly achievable. You could have done that by now.
So,
no, but it's on my bucket list.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
so they give you a 1 round free like a test, and then you go straight into the race.
Well, what I
No, but
mentioned
the package
earlier-
wasn't like it was like 2 practice races.
Oh, was it?
And then it was
Hold on, let
The
me just
maximum
check.
package was 2 practice races, and then you go into like 3 8-lap races, or was it? Yeah, something like that.
Well, what I mentioned earlier today is I would like, once we have the 12 people, us 3 of us would be team captains. And then we've got to like dodge.
draft?
Yeah, we've got to draft our team.
Ooh. Okay, So
For my Patreon members, who you drafting first?
So
Pick your favorite Patreon.
Who's the most hoony driver? I feel like Graham's been around. I feel like he'd know how to move a
He's got
vehicle
some
around.
secret tech. Maybe he's driven a police car before.
Yeah, potentially.
all
Yeah.
right. So we're gonna go for the mini Grand Prix. So 10-minute practice,
Sure.
3 8-lap races, $120 each person.
Can we convince him to do tag team? Like one person drives the car, one person throws banana peels.
No, you can't. You can't fit. There's one. Yeah.
I am on board with throwing things at each other though.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you can.
Well, there's rules. And
Do
then there's
you guys have a bucket list of things you guys want to get done? Yeah. If let's say, because I think go karting is on my bucket list of things. I want to give it a go.
Mine's more of like a travel thing.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to go to. I really want to go to like Turkey and Iran and like some of the like the
Old country.
Yeah, like the cradle of like human existence. I think there's a lot there.
Is that history nerd coming out?
Yeah, as a big history buff, and I'd love to see some of that stuff. Thing is, like, same as like Canada and Scotland, like all the green countries as well. I feel like there's like, I'd be happy with just like going to England and just like walking around the lake area.
Would that be like visiting your heritage? Because like ethnically, where are your parents from?
Mum's English and she's from Tottenham, and that's like the most white trash area of that place. And then my dad's from Greymouth in New Zealand, and that's also like the Tasmania of New Zealand.
You've been to New Zealand.
I have been to New Zealand a lot.
You haven't been to England.
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
That wouldn't be too bad a visit, right?
Up until I worked for Frost Stop, I was pretty bogan. So I'd done New Zealand and Bali a lot. I've been to those places a lot because you like when we were kids, you could get to Bali for like $300, and my parents were
pretty
like,
good.
You know, it was literally we could go to Bali 3 times before the cost of getting.
Bali is the Tahiti of Australia, right? It's the Mexico of Australia.
Yeah, I'd say it's more like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
What is your?
What's my bucket list?
Yeah.
Ooh, we'll go one at a time because obviously my first one was probably like let's go karting. Like on my bucket list, I do want to go some level of competitive racing at one point, whether it's karting or like you go to like a proper race course and like I get to drive like one of the cool cars.
have you seen with the races where they have the horse head on a stick? And
Jousting?
Yeah, there's that.
Nice.
So maybe we can get Kang to do that. That's competitive.
Actually, okay, this is a bucket list item that's probably not quite achievable, but I hope one day I can. I would love to see space.
You can,
I would
walk outside right
no,
now
but
and
I would
see it.
actually love to leave the atmosphere and see the Earth from space.
Yeah.
I would. As childhood me, I was one of those kids that read a lot of astronomy books.
Surely that's likely at this point, right?
Maybe I'm hoping that maybe within 50 years, and I'm like old, I can just be old enough where they send me off on a rocket ship into space. And
Hopefully by that point they can give you that last trip thing.
Yeah.
But they're like, instead of burying you, there's too many bodies on Earth now. We just jettison you into the sky.
I think it would be cool to have my coffin fired into space and just like me joining like Voyager 1 out in the outer universe.
like as you go, you're still like awake though, and it gives you
no,
like
that's terrifying.
Nah, because you're gonna die anyway. Fuck it. Like,
Oh yeah. So no, I want to see. Yeah, I do want to see.
you know, they give you a fuckload of Valium and they shoot you into space, and you just watch the planet leave, but the Valium slowly kicks in.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
like nice.
Like it's like
Yeah.
euthanasia, but instead of it being on Earth, it's just like you should space her.
What if they fuck it up and I'm just like in orbit now forever?
Hey, well, you won't live forever.
True. But anyway, I would love to see.
It's 200 years in the future. Like there's just space junk. It's just heaps of pods of dead people floating around.
Yeah,
We can't leave Earth
when we finally
safely
leave
because there's
Earth,
too many
just to
people.
bump out of the way of all the coffins. But yeah, I would love to see Earth from space. But I would love to just be space, maybe kind of see space properly.
Would
just
you
to see the nebulas, the stars, and everything.
Do you see this week they found a cave on the moon, which will then they can like put the cave will allow them to like put a dome over the top of it and then like put things underneath it.
Ooh.
Tourism.
Yeah, so it's actually a really big big find. Oh, look, I can Google it and show you cave on the moon.
Because a while back we talked about, I think this was probably like early episodes. We talked about if you like fantasy or sci-fi more, and you're hard on the fantasy side. You like fantasy, but I think I like sci-fi.
I don't know any of it. Just remember. So,
Whoa.
cave on the moon near the Apollo 11 landing site could be used as a shelter.
Wait, if it's so near the Apollo landing site, why didn't they mention about it?
I think because the Apollo 11 moved really fucking slow, so I guess it took time to get to the point where it was. Although I feel like it's like a big empty flat surface. Why haven't we seen the moon before?
What if there's like a monster?
The moon also doesn't rotate. We only ever see one side of the moon.
What if there's
I forgot about that. The dark side of the moon. Yeah, I completely forgot that the moon doesn't spin around.
Yeah, what about there's monster there?
What kind of like the space worm from Star Wars?
Yeah, maybe. They only live in the dark, maybe.
What's your bucket list item?
Uh,
It could be any of them. I'm sure most.
I just
want
to finish. Like first one is just want to finish Disneyland.
Ooh,
So I only left
all of them?
3 more to go.
Have you been to Disney World?
I
Florida?
haven't been to the US, both US and China. That's it.
Gotcha. Because the proper one is
Well, how many
Disney
is there?
World.
Sorry.
How many is there?
So it's Paris, Japan, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and 2 in US.
Ooh, which one's your favorite so far?
Tokyo.
Okay.
Paris was okay.
That's an older one, isn't it?
Yeah, Paris okay.
Because I would also love to go to a Disneyland, or actually, I would love to go to Disney World in Florida because that's the proper one, the original.
Is
one.
that where the Star Wars one is?
I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a few Star Wars ones, but Disney World is supposed to be
Disney
the main one.
Star Wars only in US. Star Wars
Gotcha.
World. Star
Because
Wars,
Disney
like,
World is the main one. I would love to visit at some point in my life because as a child, I wanted to go to, and my parents never let me. So
yeah.
What about the Mario one? That looks pretty cool.
That's USJ.
Okay, that's
So Universal Studios. Yeah.
nice. That's a good bucket list item.
Yeah.
that's like, you know what? Because when you talked about the bucket
You
list
have
thing,
kids too, so you have an excuse to go.
Yeah, but expensive, bro.
I know, but I'm trying to say like if
Yeah,
I
fuck the kids.
because
It's
I'm
crazy.
unlikely to have kids in my life. I'll just be some dude being like, hey,
nah, you're like 30, you're like 24. You'll have kids, probably.
probably.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I think my generation's not having kids.
Wait. So
could be right.
Yeah. The problem is it's not. I feel like it's just the cost. It's so expensive nowadays, though. Like to go there is one thing. Like to like go on an experience of the whole thing. It's like so expensive though.
Because like when you said about having a bucket list, in my head I was like, shit, I don't think I have one. But you're right.
can start now.
Yeah, I think the Disneyland thing is cool
Yeah.
because I would love to go to that
Yeah.
Star
It's
Wars.
a bit of that
place.
childhood magic. We talked about toys and nostalgia, but really Disney is just a bunch of that childhood nostalgia.
This is something I'm willing to travel for. Like I'm not too fond like to travel to.
but they're all massive, right? They take multiple days to see everything.
If you are quick enough, maybe 1 or 2 days. 2 days is
Nah,
good.
but you
enough.
want to soak it in. I think if it's a bucket list item, you want to soak it in.
But too long is so boring though.
Is it?
Was the
You're like a
lines
theme
really
park,
as bad
bro.
as like it makes it out to be?
Sorry.
Was the lines really bad?
Yes.
I've heard. Yeah.
So you need to go. Okay. So when I went to Disneyland, the fast pass were thing you go to the rides and you pick the time that you want to go. It was free. Fast pass now is like a DLC. So
It's
you
like
have
a
to,
bonus on your
yeah,
ticket.
So you,
You
have
buy a
to
specific
buy a
ticket.
top up on your ticket. So let's say the ticket's $150, and then the fast pass like $100, so you don't have to queue that long.
And it's not even you're not queuing that long. It's just you're just grabbing a ticket and coming back when you're called. So you're just virtually queuing.
No. You get to cut the second.
Yeah, you
line.
go through the fast pass lane,
key,
but
yeah.
you also have to grab a time slot for
What
it.
if there's a bunch of other people that have fast pass?
That's the thing. So if everybody's loaded, and then you just have to wait too.
Can you
It's
get
just
like
a virtual-
Can you get a faster fast pass?
No.
That's
Well,
called Make a
well,
Wish.
No, that's yeah, pretty much.
The
Or
Make
you're
a Wish kids. The Make a Wish kids go straight through.
or you're just like CEO. Your name is Bob.
So
Yeah.
I don't know the guy's name, but there's a story going around at the moment where there's a baseballer who was doing a bunch of charity work for like kids in hospitals and stuff like that. Anyway, a kid contacted him and said, he's got cancer and he really would like his guy was getting well known for doing this charity stuff. He's like, I've got cancer and I'd want you to I'd really feel like if you could shave your head with me in solidarity to because he's having like, cancer, you get cancer and you lose your hair. Anyway, so he shaves his head. And then it turns out the whole thing was a hoax, and the kid was just a guy pretending to be a kid who has cancer, which is horrific. But
So he was a adult that could pull off being a kid.
well, no, because the story was like fabricated, right? So it didn't seem real. But the baseball,
I was so impressed.
The baseball had already shaved his head to do
Yeah.
that. So instead, he bleached his hair blonde, and now he just looks like Eminem. He's like, "Fuck, I'm just doing this," and he's just like he just lived he's just like he pivoted and turned it again. He's like, now I'm just a short haired blonde guy.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was kind of funny.
But speaking about Disney, right? There's a great YouTube channel that I recommend people to check out. It's called Defunctland. He's a YouTuber that all he does is really talk about the history of a lot of like amusement parks, amusement parks, and like things that like don't work or work. He's actually a really, really entertaining YouTuber.
Oh.
So, because the thing about Disney is that Disney is so he's a YouTuber called Defunctland. So the next link over, Danny, the YouTube link over there on the bottom. But what's really impressive is because Disney is such a massive hold in the culture of people, and Disneyland is massive. Disney World is so crazy.
Yeah, some people are like super into
There,
it. Right?
there are a lot of like what I think they're called like Disney adults, but especially Disney World adults, where every year they plan on going and they have whole schedules because you can't really experience Disney World in one day. So they set
Just
their
buy
life aside for
the
it.
year pass.
Yeah, there's a thing called a year pass, right? Because you can you can
I
go
guess if
multiple
you live in
times
the area,
in a year.
that makes more sense to do that, right?
I heard Disneyland's supposed to come to Australia,
What?
Melbourne.
It's got to be so expensive, right?
Surely not.
They did the. Do you know Disneyland was about to sign a lease at Busselton?
What?
Yeah, a Bunbury or Busselton. I can't remember which. It's either one of these. So you can Google it. And because when they did the land survey, right, this bird was living in the land, and you can't like this bird is like a protected species, so they can't relocate the bird. So Disneyland was removed from Perth.
What if the bird that they tried to save was the bin chicken? How mad would you be? Is it, you know, when they were going to do the row 8,
Dude, bin chickens would love Disney.
they would fucking
They
love
would
Disney.
thrive.
When they were going to do the row 8 transfer through the Fremantle, they did the same. That was why, it was because it was birds they couldn't
Yeah, same thing.
couldn't push through.
So Disneyland supposed to be in Perth, and because of that,
Also, the designing of Disney is insane. If you guys ever get the chance to check out like the engineering and the designers that design Disneyland, Disney World, they're called Imagineers. They have a fancy name because Disney, and their whole job is to take concept and imagination and turn into reality. All the little bits and pieces of how a Disney World is made is crazy. Like how all the buildings are structured in a way so the perspective makes everything seem bigger or directs your eye around places. How like all the people that work in Disney World, the actors, they have to go through strict regimens to make sure that they keep on that Disney magic and they never let it go.
interesting.
Yeah, it's all set up in a crazy world. I truly believe that the amount of effort and the amount of design that goes into these amusement parks is truly staggering.
See, Danny?
Well, I'm finding news here as late as 2023. So it's quite recently.
Yeah, I told you this one's recent. I'm talking about the Perth one is like many years ago. So if you like say Disneyland Perth, why is it cancelled? Like,
I mean, it makes sense, right? Maybe it makes sense that Australia, because this side of the world, this continent, finally gets a Disneyland.
we should.
I feel like it's weird that they can, they'll say no to Disneyland, but they'll blast open an entire like thing to put a suburb in. How's that different? If there's houses going there at Disneyland, like the land still be destroying the animal thing part, right?
Also a big part of Disneyland or Disney World as well.
The problem is when trying to Google something for Western Australia is that like our state doesn't exist on like any news media, so like no one cares. I find there's no links mentioning us. Like
There's a massive push in these amusement parks to also be adult friendly as well. So there's places where you can hang out in like a Star Wars cantina bar and drink alcohol, and there's hotels for you to stay in.
The weirdest part is I've searched Disneyland Western Australia cancelled, and there's people also searched for Adam Sandler. Not sure the relevance there, but that's okay.
That's
Interesting.
a good
eh?
bucket list item.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I'm willing to travel and willing to do because I've already done like a couple of it. So I just
Do you
wanna,
have
like,
a
finish.
favorite amusement or like a ride from your travels? Because you mentioned Tokyo is your favorite, but what part of the Tokyo Disneyland was your
So
favorite?
Tokyo, I didn't do a lot of rides because the queue was really long, right? So when I went to Paris, right, there's one ride that really caught my attention, which is the Buzz Lightyear ones. So most of the rides that I did in Paris was all the rides were launch modes. So
What does that mean?
so like how roller coaster is, right? You start off like slow, go up the thing. No, in Paris it's like all launch. So you start like still, and then there's a countdown, and it just go from 0 to 100, just like that.
Shit.
It's like it just blasts off, and
Is
most
it
of
to
it
save that time where you instead of
not really like, and then the next thing is a lot of the rides were like in pitch black, so you get to see nothing at all, and it's all like 3D things.
Oh yeah, have you
So-
seen people like put GoPros on and go check out Disneyland rides, and you can kind of experience it POV style, and there's crazy visuals, crazy amount of technology that goes in.
So it's like you're looking at a screen or something?
Not screen, it's like 3D projections.
Oh,
So
okay.
you get to feel it, but you can't see where's the drop.
Interesting.
So like you don't know when's the drop coming.
So really, it could just be a seat just sitting still and it's
not
just
really,
shaking
not
around a
like
bunch.
it's actually like a dome.
you
like,
are
yeah,
moving,
dome. But
Have you seen the modern day Disney animatronics they go into? Like, quickly pull this up as well. Check out some of the Disney animatronics.
I'm gonna have to Google animatronics and know how to spell that.
so
It's fine.
so
The AI will
the
spell it
whole
for you.
the whole ride, you could not anticipate. You know, like how if you go to
Yeah, click that first link there.
if you go on like a roller coaster ride, right? So you would like feel like, oh, there's a drop coming. So you got to prepare yourself. But in a pitch black environment, right?
Yeah.
You can't prepare yourself at all.
Sounds very exciting.
So you just don't know when it's gonna happen.
So do you like did you go to any of the shows as well?
No, I didn't go on the show. It's a waste of time because I only have 1 day. So it's either you do the rides or you do the show.
Gotcha.
So you choose. I do the rides.
I think Rise was probably the better choice. Any souvenirs as well?
Oh,
So yeah, because of how advanced a lot of the animatronics they go into Disney.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Disney is pioneering the technology going into some of these robotics and animatronics, just specifically just for their Disneylands.
You've heard that for a long time though. Like I've seen a lot of like movie directors and stuff like talk about how they went to the Disney team to get animatronic stuff for their movies for practical effects.
Oh, the fireworks. Insane.
This is a little bit of slight history that I learned from watching Defunct Land on YouTube as well. They're back. Remember in the 2000s when American Idol and Australian Idol was massive, those idol singing competitions? There used to be an American Idol ride in Disney World.
What?
Where it was a whole entire thing where it was set up as a talent competition where the winner actually got to go attend American Idol. And it was the whole thing of like, it was called the American Idol experience where contestants would go in and they'll go through recruitment and they'll perform in front of an actual audience crowd, get voted on. They had judges there, the setup there. Everyone that had to be hired there actually act and pretend like it was a proper like show and performance and like setup.
So when you say if they win, they'd get to go to the show, do you mean like people would get on there?
Yeah,
and
they would
try to
recruit
sing?
people off the streets.
It's like mega karaoke.
Yeah, this was back
Oh.
during peak American Idol. So
I guess they were like remove that right now.
yeah, a lot of designing goes into rides because it's not just like the roller coasters. It's just the shows and the performances, and also like there's a lot of animatronics for Disney as well. The performances they go into that.
I wonder how many like staff they hire, like all the people in the costume.
Gotta be hundreds and hundreds per.
I think thousands, probably thousands.
I think probably thousands. Also, it would be cool to step inside and like fly an X-wing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have rides for that.
It'd be hard, but right?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty hard. Yeah. Like
I wanted to go for the rides.
I'm hoping by the time I can fly a spaceship.
You know when
that
you were
there's
like a
autopilot,
kid
it's
and you
good to
watch
go.
like the cantina or like the bar, the that music as well. But especially in like Disneyland, you can kind of go experience it properly.
But my kids won't understand like Star Wars. What?
That's okay. You just have to tell them that.
You,
Listen,
I get to go Star Wars. You get to go Frozen.
yeah, yeah. Dad's here for a reason. I gotta soak it in. Yeah.
I guess you know what, in the scheme of bucket list things, I always wanted to go to Hobbit 10 and I did that. Like I've done that.
I done that too.
That was very good. And you could drink like
I love it.
You can sit in like the in the pub like version of the like the Unhill and drink the beer.
Did you do like
Yeah.
the Star Wars Lord of the Rings experience? There's like a proper like tour package. You can go
Star
to.
Wars.
I did
Lord of
those
Rings.
Sorry.
I
The
did
Lord of the Rings, the New
tour.
Zealand Lord of the Rings tour package. Did you do that?
We did.
I did the South Island one.
Yeah.
So I went down to like, you know the. Wait, I heard some videos. Anyways, so you know that two statues, like
Yeah.
the one that's
the Kings of Gondor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to that place and where the boat is.
Oh, where the actual- yeah,
So
yeah.
they brought us to like scenes where they did the filming and stuff.
Yes.
And then the filming where the mercenaries, the Moomarks and stuff going through, and then I think Frodo, is it Frodo and Sam
Well, yes. That,
on the belly and then on the sand?
Oh, yeah. Where
Yeah,
they were
looking at
in the shale.
Yeah, that one as well. Like you got to take photo of it and stuff.
There's a really cool one that's going around the internet at the moment. And do you remember when when they're rangers and they catch up to the orcs and the orcs have been killed by the Rohan riders?
Yep.
And then they stake one of the clips. It zooms in and one of the orc heads are staked on a pole.
Yep.
And the guy's gone to that exact section where the stake is, and with the background, and he stands in front of it and pokes his tongue out and pulls a face like he's dead, and it's in the exact same spot
That's
where
pretty cool.
where that stake post
so
is.
cool.
Because that whole scene is there, and like the entire town of Rohan up on the like mountainside, that entire mountainside valley is actually there. It's the top of it is only accessible by a helicopter. So every time they did any filming, they had to do they helicoptered like up all the practical effects and all the actors on top of that mountain or like that kind of like range, and but that's all there, so you can go right up to that and see all that stuff as well.
So cool.
Because everyone that has experienced that Lord of the Rings New Zealand thing have told me it's pretty good.
It is very good.
New Zealand itself is an incredible place to travel because you go from like ice sheets on top of a mountain to snow to rivers to green lakes to open acres to like fields. It's like you cover so much distance in such a short period of time. Like it is a very small country, but the terrain and the weather system like changes dramatically from one place to the next. Like even though it could be snowing on one side of the mountain and on the other side it's like 40 degrees heat. It's like it's incredible how much you can change. You can go to the beach on one side of the mountain and it's like it'll be freezing cold on the other
Stark
side.
difference from Australia.
Yeah, and there's like so like because it is very mountainous, you've got like these so many like all these peaks and these really like geographic like interesting places to travel, and like we'd go hiking out in the forest, and like there's also like it's a very safe and a very clean country, so you can just wander off into the bush and like you're not likely to get lost. And there's also like there's no snakes or spiders or danger. You can just like wander around in the forest and then wander back. You know
what?
I mean?
This makes sense. I'm gonna put New Zealand on my bucket list as well.
It's good.
Yeah,
I've been there. Like so good.
yeah, like
That's lovely.
There's a place called Milford Sound, which is like on the South Island, and it's this huge where the mountains meet together. But there's a river that runs all the way through, or like a water kind of section, and you go through there on like these big kind of like the cruiser boats, and you work your way through, and you can have dinner on the boat and stuff like that. Milford Sound's like one of the most beautiful, one of the most photographed places in the entire world.
And if you just put on your headphones and put on the Lord of the Rings soundtrack,
You get to immerse yourself.
it just feels like you're in Lord of the Rings movie.
Perfect.
It's like
So in the comment section for the listeners, on Spotify in the comments or on YouTube in the comments, let us know what's on your bucket list item, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do at least like once in your lifetime? Like we're all on this earth for like quite a short amount of time. Well, what do you really, really want to do in your life? What would you love to see? And
By a Jericho missile.
I guess this is me also outroing us out because we're at an hour and 35 minutes now. Yeah, we really hit it.
What is that? What are you doing?
We're like outroing out, and now Danny's looking up like tourism.
So there's a place called Leithfield on the very south island of New Zealand. It's one thing I was saying. They have a thing called through the winter called the Lights Festival, and the entire town looks like you've just stepped back into like I don't know, probably like the 1850s, like between 1800s to 1850s.
19th
and it's
century,
like, yeah. It's like very much, it's like stepping back into like medieval times. Like all the buildings are set like that, and there's lots of greenery and forest, and they...
Oh no, yoli.
Yeah,
gotcha.
and they cover the entire town in like string lights and stuff like that, and it's like an amazing experience. Like it's all these old buildings with the mixture of like light play and like setting it up, and it was one of the most like I would go there every year if I could afford it. It's
Awesome.
an incredible experience. Now I'll have to post some photos up. I found that place.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's travel wise, it's one of the things. It's hard for like Australia, like especially WA here. It's still very expensive to get to New Zealand, but it's kind of like it's such an outside experience from being here in WA where it's just nothing like that at all.
We're a very boring state.
Yeah.
Not really.
In Perth, yes. If you travel out and you go up to like the Darling Ranges and some of we've got some pretty impressive terrain, but you have to travel very far and be very okay with like camping.
Yeah, it's one of those grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
This is familiar. That's not familiar.
Yeah.
And maybe I should go.
Yeah. I think the Australia thing is like a lot of the stuff to reach it, you have to be okay with like long drives and like camping or like staying in the bush for a long period of time. Gotcha. And a lot of people, when they get to that point of having a holiday, they're not prepared to also live in a thing. Like I've got a few mates that always love to go camping and forward driving, but I'm like, I already schleb it all day during the week. I don't want to schleb it on the weekend.
Instead of the 4x4ing up to, someplace in WA, imagine you're in New Zealand. You're riding a horse. You taught yourself how to ride your horse, and you're riding a horse up that hill towards where the peak, where like Rohan is.
Yeah.
And you have in your headphones, you're blasting Lord of the Rings. You feel it, that warmth of the sun coming up as you ride to the pinnacle, and it's like
and then
Rohan.
Someone's recording you. You're just shouting.
Exactly. And shall we wrap it up there, gentlemen?
I think so.
Let's go.
140 is not too bad.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Let us know what your bucket list item is.
Yeah. Send. Also, don't forget your topics for
D.R.C.U.M.
Yeah, the D.R.C.U.M.
For
And
Dan,
also-
which childhood does Danny want to ruin next?
Yeah.
And also go kart. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. See you guys in the next episode.